Well, this is it. The last of the extra courses, the 8th and final, quote-unquote, final course of Special T-Shot. And by golly, they made it a good one. Extra 4 is completely insane. Everything up until this point may have looked insane, but this is probably the hardest course in the game. So far, anyways. I mean, just looking at the first hole, 2 bridges, they want me to do this in 3 shots. I mean, if you look at the hole here, it's actually pretty bad, because first you have to use a chip shot to hit that button, but there's nowhere to go after landing on the button except for the sand, and if you try to, you might try to just use a chip shot to bounce, swing all the way around, but then you'll just fall because then the bridge isn't there because you didn't hit the button, and oh gosh. You'll notice lots of times that I have to take many moments to figure out what the right kind of shot should be. And in this case, the angle I have doesn't really lend itself to not falling off, so what I eventually decide to do, I believe, is go up this hill and just roll down towards the hole this way. So yeah, that should work. Just put some... Well, I don't use any spin. That was pretty impressive, landing on the exact frame I needed to have no spin. I did hit the bumper there, but that's fine. That actually gave me a pretty good angle. In the hole, maybe? That would be nice if I got in the hole, but no, I don't. You can even see the button right behind the hole. What exactly did they expect? Well, making par isn't so bad, but it does mean I need to get 2 under on another hole in order to get back on pace for the 8 under that I need. These score requirements, they just... Look at this hole. It's so big you can't even see all of it in the preview here. So what exactly do they want us to do now? Well, this course is really full of trick shots, so what they want us to do is do something with either the special shot down there or the gold square. I think a hole-in-one is possible here. If you have the exact correct angle needed. And that is a pretty tall order, but I'm gonna try. You can see that with this, the hill is so big that the sand really doesn't slow you down at all. But I missed, so it looks like I'm going to be using a special shot to get into the hole. Now, if you could get both the special shot and the hole-in-one, I'd be very impressed. But that probably depends on the hole position. I don't think the hole's position is randomized for this hole, but it might be. So here I'm just trying to work out what the correct angle for a hole in 2 is from this position. And it looks like I figured it out. Up we go! All 5 seconds. That took a while, but I got the 2 under, so now we're back on pace. Hooray. But geez, these are 2 incredibly crazy holes already, so who knows what hole 3 could, or the rest of the course could give us. Oh, how about an annoying gimmick hole? So we have a giant pool of water, a button which is behind us for some reason. What exactly do they expect here? Do they expect me to just hit the button and then putt onto the arrow pad there? Well, how am I supposed to get a hole-in-one? Nah, I don't think they want you to get a hole-in-one at any point beyond course 7. So, I actually do something kind of silly. What I'm attempting here is to get top spin so I can, bounce in the water, but unfortunately, hitting the arrow pad stops you from spinning. I don't know why, but it does. If I had just gone for the hill directly, then I would have definitely had lots of speed and could bounce on the water. But that turns out to not happen. And to be even worse, I messed up the follow-up shot, so I'm getting 1 under here, but that's really alright. I don't know why that button is there, or the gold square, to be honest. What do they expect you to do with those? What do they expect you to do with those? I don't know what they want me to do, but that's a very lucky, it's a very lucky, what do they call it when you actually get the ball in the hole? I forget. Oh well, next hole. Trick shot. Oh, that's very, very good to hear. Trick shot. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, what do they want me to do? I see gold squares, I see lots and lots of annoying places. I see the most annoying trap ever. Well, I guess what they want me to do is putt and hit both the button and the gold square at precisely the right angle? I guess it doesn't hurt to try. Button, check. Square. Oh dear, I don't like where this is going. No, no, stay up there, stay up there. Aww. Well, you know what, that's fine, because this is actually a really good angle for hitting a gold square and getting across the board that way. Because as we know, when you hit a gold square and get that effect, you go up walls. So it's helpful that we were able to hit the button and make the wall appear there, because now we can go up it. If we hadn't hit the button, then this shot would have just sent us plummeting to our doom. So that's good. And from here, it's a very easy chip shot into the hole. You see what I mean when I say that these are really, really crazy holes this course is presenting to us? Just gotta make this shot. And hope I don't bonk on the UFO. Well, I did bonk on the UFO, but it turned out to be actually kind of helpful. Alright, so that's the first half dealt with. Just leaves the second half. Hole number 5 is Mount Fuji. Oh my word. Now what do we do? See, when I first saw this hole, and it's par 3, so my first thought was, okay, let's get on to the conveyor belt. Turns out that's pretty difficult in this game, because the ball has a tendency to bounce off the conveyor belt. Like, you have to be freaking exact with this chip shot if you want to get onto the conveyor belt and stay there. Because if you go too hard, then you'll just bounce past it, and if you go too softly, you'll wind up in that sand. It's also possible to bounce on the part of the conveyor belt that is not conveyor belt. That was a weird thing to say. But you get what I mean. And now I guess we just putt for the hole. I don't see anything else to do, really. Because a chip shot would be really dangerous. Please stay in the hole. Nah, it's gonna hit the rim. I suppose that was bound to happen eventually anyways. We'll have to make this up on one of the 3 remaining holes. We have to get a 2-under on one of them. Spoiler alert, I didn't get any holes-in-ones at all. That's how crazy they wanted this to be, apparently. No holes-in-ones on a par 5 for you. Hole 6. Wondercorn. I don't want to know what that is. Or what it tastes like, to be honest. Here's one of the weirdest... Yeah, this is actually, I would say, a very badly designed hole. I don't like it one little bit. Because your first instinct is to shoot at that gold square, right? Well, if you do that, you're gonna miss the button. Because for some reason, whenever you hit a gold square, you miss the button. So what you have to do is hit the button with some backspin and bounce into that glass cone thing. You hit that, and then you hit the gold square and you're good to go. Was it really necessary to make the whole thing like that? I mean, come on. I realize that the gold square makes you invincible to obstacles, but... I don't know. I guess I should be thankful that I have a method for getting 1 under anyways. This is certainly something I would like to see a hole-in-one on. How you would do that is beyond me. There's gotta be some wacko TAS out there. But oddly enough, even on YouTube and Nico Nico, the Japanese YouTube, if you will, there's not really very many videos of this game at all. guess it fell into obscurity after Kirby's Dream Course came out. Next up is the Great Wall. Now, this I kind of like. It's got an interesting theme going for it. First, we're going to have to hit this button to make the eponymous Great Wall appear. Because for some reason the Great Wall is apparently invisible now. I don't know. So that bridge appears, and we get the power shot, which is going to be good. And this conveyor belt puts us into a secret pathway, which puts us in a very good position for getting into the hole from here. As you can see, the Great Wall is this giant wall, which makes it impossible to use the green shooter, because it'll just bonk you right into the wall, and then you'll be very sad. Now, this shot, from this position, my concern was that I might bounce into that bumper there. So that's why it took a while to line this thing up. I kind of wonder what the rest of the whole point is, because there's spinner tiles there. I don't know what those are for. I guess that potted plant is just for decoration, because there's no way you would ever touch it. We haven't touched a single potted plant at all, to be honest. It's actually kind of funny when you hit one. Like, some weird flower face appears and makes a strange noise, and I don't know. It's a weird Japanese thing, I guess. You kind of get used to it. Alright, the final hole, Great Mountain. Okay. We've really got to pull out all the stops here, because if we don't get this in 3 shots, then we don't get a gold trophy. And I want all gold trophies to show what happens when you get all gold trophies. So, hitting this green thing is going to nudge us slightly to the left, so we've got to take that into account for this shot. I'm hoping to bounce all the way down to that power shot. Bounce over the potted plant, and it looks like I'm gonna get it. Good, that's the one time I actually appreciate the green arrow thing. Whatever, moving on. So now we can power shot, not into the hole, but I think we can make it all the way into the area with the hole. And since we only have 2 shots left, that's very good for us. Full power, please. This has to be full power, or else I'll never make it. And now I just putt into the hole. And you might have expected me to mess up the final putt, but... well, you don't know if I did, because I might have been safe stating. I'm pretty sure I didn't. It would be funny if I did, though. So that is the final course. 8 under, we get a gold trophy. Man, that was crazy. Just barely squeaked by that time. No shortcuts or easy hole-in-ones this time around. So, next time we'll see what we unlock for having all gold trophies. And I'm actually dreading it, so if I dread it, then you can look forward to it.